All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
All right, shalom, brothers and sisters in this truth. I'm your brother, Mr. LJ, coming to you again with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to those of you who are tuning in. Before we get started, let's put our hands up in the air and give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Okay, now today's lesson, I'm going to name it Esau Kingdom is in the Perimeter of Death. And this is going to be coming from 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And we'll start off with verse 11. And it says, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong as his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth. And of course, we know that's talking about the ICBM missiles and the various other type of things that we understand here on Earth, known as missiles, bullets, ICBMs, and those things like that. They have where they have rail guns or whatever the cases like that that they're going to be using. Yahawashi is going to be using those. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it is consumed the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returning not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. So we are in that last judgment here. Okay, remember with Noah's Ark, that plague that came on the earth in that judgment was in the form of water, and this time it's going to be in the form of fire. Okay, and so this judgment that's coming is going to be the final judgment of the wicked here before Yahawashi comes and set up the kingdom, the heavenly kingdom here on earth. And then Esau, of course, is going to go into slavery for 1,000 years along with the other nations that has persecuted Israel. And then Esau is going to be rounded up and destroyed. Okay. Continuing. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great debt, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Now, if you're in this truth, you know what is do. You know what to do. Okay, we got to give glory and honor to Yahweh Yahawashi daily. We should make sure that we are in this truth, keeping the commandments to the best of our ability. And be on the lookout for all of the type of deceptions that Esau is bringing forth on this earth in trying to thwart the elect from getting the inheritance of the kingdom. Okay, so that's all we can do right now. We don't have any power in our hand. Okay, continuing. Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. And if you take a look around this America, and I'm focused only on Babylon here, we got fires, we got high unemployment, you have food shortages. Okay, and I have some headlines that I'm going to show you that's going to show what else is actually coming up very, very, very soon. Okay, a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years ago, nobody would have thought that they would have to make a choice between suicide or have their job. But right now, that's a decision that people are now making. All right, continuing. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. People don't care, man. They don't understand that. Okay, let me bring. You know what? Let me bring the screen to you while I go through these other for the remainder of this passage here. So let's talk about this. Let me start off with this one here. I'm showing you here. So what you're seeing here is an Eve, giving testimony to Jesus and all the other stuff, right? Of course, she's got a lot of views and all these different things here, but in no way does she talk about, the judgment that's coming here on Great Babylon. And as a matter of fact, First Timothy 2 and 11 says what? Let the woman learn in silence with all subjugation. So to her, I say, be silent. All right. Shut the hell up. All right. You're not supposed to be given the ministry. Okay. Unless you're a transgender and really a man or something like that, then, I guess that will be the case there, but you're a woman. All right. So now let's take a look at how these scourges and famine are going to look. These are people here. This is Esau. See that? This is people running into the store just trying to get some food here. All right. Look at that. Okay. Now imagine that. Now that was in 2020 when this was just a simulation. Now imagine how that's going to look when the real deal comes, okay? Here's what Jake is now looking at. Ticking time bomb, chemicals in water alarm scientists over health risk. Now, what people don't understand is this same form that they spread, that they're spraying here with the fire hose truck, from the fire trucks, is also contaminating the water. And this is not only in just one state, okay? This is in multiple states that they're now finding this out, okay? So people are drinking contaminated water, untreated water, okay? Because people are now starting to get lazy. Two, global chip shortage plagues manufacturers. Now, this has been a headline that's been presented several times, okay? At the same time, doctors actually have created a microchip that can detect the COVID before the COVID actually is entered your body, and it's going to do these self-healing things here. So put two and two together, and you can understand what is going on here when they talk about all these microchips that are not here, okay? Let's go back to the scriptures here. Continuing. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals should be so cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evil grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Now you can see in my background here, what does America always think about? Okay, food. Everything is about food. Now you look in the corner there, and who's the faces of starvation and famine? There's always someone that looks, what they call, quote unquote, called black, which is the reason why so-called, blacks on this earth are given such a bad, name or an image everywhere you go, because they don't show the Edomites or the white-looking type people, being hungry or with their chest or their ribs showing like that. It's always us. But this is going to be these Edomites. These Edomites are going to look like those little skinny children. That's going to be their children. This is your future. You're not going to be like that obese woman on the sitting in that chair right there like that. Okay. Yahawashi has got a great diet plan for America. Listen to me very carefully, America. You're going to have the best body very, very soon, because you're going to get slim. Okay, slim fast ain't got nothing on what Yahawashi has for this wicked place. Okay, all right. Continuing. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay, and you're going to see people uprising right now. Okay, and it's not going to be that peaceful demonstration. We shall overcome, and let's hold hands. Black Lives Matter. No, it's going to be Edomites against Edomite. It's going to be those people who are going to be blaming the people who didn't take the jab and saying, hey, you cost me my job, or you costing me my food. Because see, remember, these people are simple. They're not looking around. I just showed you the picture right there with the untreated water. Okay, when all of this happened and these people start killing each other on the street, okay, who's going to go treat the water plant? Nobody. Okay, nobody's going to be treating the water. That water that you're drinking from the faucet is going to become your debt. All right. Remember that. It's going to become your debt. You're just drinking faucet water is going to become your debt. The bottled water is going to become your debt because it's not going to be treated. Nobody's going to be working to treat that when you have all chaos breaking out in the street. All right. I've already told you when we brought it out, and they're distracting you with their news about this doggone Delta this, Delta that, variant this, and variant that. Okay, Esau has a very short time, so he doesn't want you to see the truth. The fact is that the judgment that's here, the animals are dying. Okay, the cattle are dying. Okay, the poultry, the agriculture. Okay, there's no water in many parts of the state that they're not bringing this out because they want to just keep you distracted. In the meantime, people want to get back to normal, which is eating like a glutton and doing all these wickedness like that. And that's the reason why you see that scripture says they will not turn away from or repent from all the scourges that is being sent upon them. Continuing, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. People are going to kill you for a friggin' doggone peanut butter sandwich, and worse, they're going to kill you. People are going to be selling their little girls, their little boys for a jelly sandwich. Okay, that's what they're going to be doing because the money is going to be worthless. It's already crashed at that point. Okay, there should be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. So yeah, who tills the earth right now? There's a reason why you can buy a bag of oranges cheap, and you can buy fruits and vegetables cheap and all that stuff. Right? It's because Issachar is doing all that hard work. We did it first in hardcore bunches and slavery. But Issachar is the one that's doing that. But what does everyone come and say? Oh, these are illegal immigrants. Do you see any doggone Edomite out in the field picking any type of fruits or anything like that? No, because you'd have to pay them $40 an hour for them to go and do that kind of work. And they think they're above that. All right. So there ain't nobody gonna be picking that. The grocery stores ain't gonna have no fruits or no food inside of it. All right. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Nobody. The birds can have a field day eating the fruits. Okay. Okay, everybody's comfortable sitting down there waiting for somebody else to do it. That's a great mentality here in this wicked queendom. All right. The grapes shall ripen, who shall thread them? For all places should be desolate of men. Meaning what? Nobody's going to be around. Okay, people will be scared and shitting themselves to come outside their house. Okay, there's going to be people with the rifle pointing on the damn window, looking to see who's going to come and take away their little bit of food, or rape their daughter, or rape their little son. Okay, continuing, for a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 off the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick grooves and the clefts of the rock. Okay, so people are snipers. Okay, you're gonna have people with military experience out there with sniper experience are gonna be out there, sniping people. You're gonna be walking out there looking for food, and all of a sudden, poof, bullet in your doggone fucking head, just like that. All right, and that's how it's gonna be. Everybody's gonna be like a sniper out in the field, hiding there, looking for maybe an animal to walk by, or just somebody. All right, and it's gonna get that bad. Now let's go to verse 32 here, and it says, "And the earth shall be laid waste, and the field thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through." Have any of you gone through the highway of, let's say, California, New York, any of these states, and you see no matter how much they clean it, the next day there's a ton of garbage on the side of the road? Now imagine 3, 4, 5 months of that. Nobody's cleaning up the road. Why? Because every time somebody goes to clean up the road, they probably get shot. There's going to be dead bodies all over the place. Okay, so the bushes are going to grow. So you got to watch it for the plant, because the plant trying to survive too. So they're going to be tearing your ass up too. All right. Not to mention that the animals that live in those plants, like the snakes, scorpions and all that stuff, man, they could be flowing in abundance right now, because the fires that's going on right now is just burning them out. So they're chasing them. All right. And they're not becoming afraid of you anymore. These animals are coming out here, and that's going to be one of the scourges on the wicked here in Great Babylon, is the animal is going to come and take your ass out. So you better not stop petting up those little doggone dogs and cats anymore. Okay, or those little squirrels out there, because they're going to be coming and tearing you up too. Okay, they're hungry. Continuing, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Why? Because you can have nations against nations. Okay, there's a draft coming, and all you women that like equal rights, you're going to get your equal rights right there and then when so-called Uncle Sam call your ass up to go and get on the C-130 or C-17 and go overseas and go fight. Okay, there's a war brewing right now with Israel and Iran. Okay, and there's also, they're going to be calling you up, either in the reserve or National Guard service, or even active duty service, whatever the case like that, to go in the streets of America, where you are going to get slaughtered, because the American people are armed to the doggone teeth. And many of the people who are not going to go along with the government, see that government is useless, because the government's lied to them and told them that this is going to make things better, which is not the case. The only way you are going to survive here in America is if you turn yourself, Yahawashi, and give him all your trust in order to get out of here, which is not going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of doggone deaths, and you women are going to get slaughtered. Okay, you're going to get equal treatment too. All right, you're not going to be regarded as a woman anymore. All right, and many of you women are not going to have husbands. Your son's going to be killed. Your daughter's also going to get killed too. All right, so there's going to be a lot of women left for the few men that's going to be left around here. So that's going to be a great thing for the men that actually survive this. All right. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. See, the next verse. And their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these words and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. And we understand this perfectly clear. Okay. See those pictures in the background that I put right there. All right. This is what's going on right now. Dollar collapse, sedition is going on right there. These buildings are old as hell. They're falling down. Okay. That simulation they did last year, where you had to line up to go get food, they did that because you have to understand how disaster recovery planning is done. And any of you have had that type of skill set or have done that in a corporation, then you would know. Okay, you create a scenario, and then you actually execute a scripted response to this disaster. And that's basically what they doggone did. And I showed a video a couple months ago in one of the lessons that I put out, where Donald Trump stood up, was on the stage, and he said, "I didn't know that this was a simulation. They should have told me." All right, when they started this COVID thing. Okay, so they're teaching you how to stand up in long lines and wait, because there's going to be so few. You're going to be told to only get one piece of meat. Okay, you're going to be told that you can only get maybe one loaf of bread, and that's going to cost your ass about $200, $300, $400, $500. Okay, and after the money crash and they mandate that potato chip, that's the only way you're going to be able to get any doggone thing. But mark my word, the picture you see there with the starving looking niggas, okay, that is going to be, you damn Edomites are going to look just like that and far, far worse. Like I said earlier, Yahawashi has got a great diet plan for this place. Okay, he's got all those what do you call it? Those reality shows that you all like to put out there about, the famine and, you're starving, you're naked, and, the zombies are chasing you. That's going to be real. The zombies are just going to be people who actually can run much faster than the ones in Hollywood that Hollywood put there, because they are coming to eat you, because that's going to be part of the plagues. Okay. It's cannibalism. Okay. People are going to be eating each other. So if you have a nice little tender little kid like that, be prepared that may actually become your damn dinner. Okay. So get used to eating flesh. All right, because that is going to be your meal in the future. All right. Now, let me just give you back. Let me just share the screen one back. I want to show all of you this. Let's go back to this. All right. So again, we got a global chip shortage, which DARPA has all the chips right now, getting ready to implant into you. So be prepared for this chip. All right, that's going to be coming to you. You've got the water contamination that's going on right now. That's not really making headline, and nobody's paying attention to this. See what it says? Ticking time bomb. A bomb usually goes off at some point in time. And there's a food shortage, okay? So as civilized as these Edomites try to pretend that they are, they're no different from anybody else, okay? And they become savages to what they really are, because they are Sasquatch that's going to become and go into their true ways like that. And those that do survive, which is going to be the elites, okay? So for you low-level Edomites out there that go to your 9-to-5 job and all that stuff, yeah, there's no need for you in the beginning in the kingdom. You are going to die here in America with those missiles. You are not going to make it you're not going to make it to be slaves. You're not counted worthy even to make it to be slaves. The kings, your president, your offsprings, your royalties, those are going to go into slavery first. The rest of you maggots are going to just die all over the world in the billions, all right? That is how it's going to happen. Because the first people I want to make sure, when I grab my whip and I whip the shit out of one of those friggin' those emperors or those kings or your highness, your Queen Elizabeth, or any of them motherfuckers who actually come to the kingdom in whatever form that they do come in, okay? That's going to be my pleasure. The same way they did it to our kings, all right? And then we came afterwards. So you simple little Edomites, you're not even counted worthy to even be slaves in the first part. You will come afterward, and you will come afterward again and again and again to regeneration and regeneration, until finally, when all of you are all together, you're all going to be destroyed. And that's going to be death, which is going to be the last enemy that Yahawashi is going to put away, okay, and defeat. And with that, I'd like to close out and give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Hopefully, Lord willing, you are all edified with this. Okay, keep the faith and the spirit and the truth. And I'd like to give salutation and double honors to the apostles and brothers of Great Millstone, and to you brothers that are working hard, diligently, and putting out the truth every day with fear, without the fear and diligence of the Lord. And to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom.